Welcome to Cécile Calichon podcast, a podcast about your inner evolution, your power of manifestation, and the miracle to always choose love over everything. In this episode, I would like to talk to you about the choice we all have to see life and circumstances from the perspective we choose. Most of the time, we will experience favorable circumstances as a blessing, if we are not too bitter, and unfavorable circumstances as bad luck. We don't welcome one or the other in the same way. The problem is that life is made of ups and downs, of contrasts, that can be more or less great. This means that when we do this, we are in a kind of permanent chaos. This word is a word of duality and pairs of opposites, and it seems that we have no choice. However, to believe this is to deprive ourselves of the great power of our mind, which can in no time turn situations to its advantage, and therefore to your own advantage. Indeed, our mind, therefore your mind, has the possibility to choose what it looks at and what it considers of the circumstances that are presented to it. This is also what we call seeing the glass half full or half empty. The way you see this glass is not a matter of fate, but of personal choice, and this choice can literally change your life. Indeed, the way you will live the circumstances and consider the things that life presents to you will put you in one reality or another. You will literally create your reality from the choice of your observation. And if you try it right now, you will see the world change right before your eyes. In order to do this, it is necessary to get out of the judgment of what is. For example, I personally have no resentment towards people, regardless of their behavior, because on the one hand, I have no particular expectation of them. And on the other hand, I accept them as they are. And I always focus on their potential, on the best they have to offer the world. I look at others from a soul perspective, not a personality perspective. This does not mean that I do not have high standards. I choose the people I want to be with based on my standards, which are mostly related to my values. But I don't expect anything from people, and therefore I am very rarely, if ever, disappointed because my mind doesn't have any particular hang-ups. I remain in unconditional love without making any particular judgment on the person. I can be disappointed that a situation that I was waiting for with impatience and certainty does not happen, but in this case, I stay on my choice to see the best in everything, and I choose to tell myself that what happens is there to help me and to bring me closer to what I want in the best possible way. Because I consider that life is always on my side, that things happen to go in the best direction, always. Choosing this requires a certain discipline because obviously, when it presses on a wound and arouses a painful emotion, it is not always easy to see the best in everything. But here again, I will choose to welcome what comes to me emotionally without resisting it, so that I can live it in a gentler way. As soon as we put resistance in a state of being, it becomes even more painful. My trick is to see that the world is made of one and the same substance, the consciousness. And this consciousness is the basis of all that is, and it is one by definition. I myself am an integral part of this consciousness, and so are you. And I would even say that in the infinitely small, there is no separation, and therefore no you and me, just the consciousness that chooses to express itself in one way or another, that is to say, through you or me. This is not easy to consider because the experience of life plunges us into the choice of an identity of our own, of a unique expression of each one. And it is from this point of view that I speak to you. There is therefore a level of consciousness to be reached where the separation with what is no longer exists, and where, as a result, any suffering linked to this separation disappears. But personally, I have not reached this level of consciousness. On the other hand, the experience that comes closest to it is the state of being in the present moment and the state of meditation. And from my experience, seeing the best in everything, not judging what is, but welcoming it with the same unconditional love and with the certainty that the universe wants for you infinitely good, and that everything will always take you where you want to go, is a way to find that unity that brings us peace and brings us closer to permanent happiness. This is not denial, it is a choice, a conscious choice. Denial would mean that I refuse to feel what is. And as I said, I choose to welcome everything I feel without resisting it, so it is a choice. So what I suggest is you do this experiment and see what you get out of it in your life. Remember that your reality depends on your state of being. The more you see life as benevolent and a source of joy and blessings for you, the more you will have proof that life is benevolent and a source of joy, and that it has only blessings for you. So it is really up to you to choose, because life always responds to your choice, whatever it is. I invite you to share with me what you have lived with this experience. Thank you.